All right, let's figure out the riddle. It's a little bit of a mind bender. These are always kind of fun twisters. Does anyone think they have the answer? I will tell you the dollar didn't go for gas. The dollar didn't get lost on the floor. The dollar is there, but I need to know where.
In your pocket.
What you got?
Dollar got invested in the dollar soda.
No sodas were purchased. All right, so let's go over the story, and this time it's being recorded. So if you want, you can bring this up with the folks at home or your brothers and sisters. All right, 3 friends go on a trip. We all agree. We're all happy about that, right? We don't care what friends it is. It's just 3 friends. Okay? So they are in the car. They get tired. They're going to stop for the night. And, oh, cool. And you have an old one too, huh? Sweet. All right. So they all stop for the night at a hotel. They go into the hotel, and the clerk, the person at the desk, says, "Hey, it costs $30 for the room with 3 beds in it." They say, "Okay, there's 3 of us. That's $10 each because 10 times 3 is 30. Everyone agree?
Yeah.
All right. So shortly after they arrive and they are all comfortable in their room, the clerk said, "It's Tuesday. Darn." Today is, I believe. Well, you know, he's a real honest guy. And so the clerk goes up to the room and knocks on the door. Says, "I'm so very sorry. I made a mistake. It's Tuesday evening. We have a special on Tuesday nights, so the room is going to cost you only $25. And so the guys all felt, okay, we need to give me $5 in change. So why don't you give each of us $1 back? So they all paid 10 each. So now if I give $1 back, that's $9.99, right? And 9 times 3 is 27. But then, so there's $5 left. Each give us back $1 each, and then there's a $2 tip. You keep the $2.
There's no money.
Why not?
It can't be.
Because he gave the rest.
He gives them $1 back. 30 minus 3 is 27.
But didn't you say?
Never mind.
But then you said he gets to keep the $2 extra.
He gets to keep $2 extra. So he's got $5 in his hand. $5 in his hand.
This is stupid.
And each person takes 3, and then it takes 2. So that means that each of these guys, rather than paying $10 each for the room, they each paid $9 each for the room. 9 times 3 is 27. Where's the extra $1? And you guys are getting it.
What?
You guys are getting close.
What extra $1?
Extra $1.
It's a $2 tip, only a $2 tip.
$2 tip. Yeah,
There is no
$10.
extra, girl.
Like,
All right. So I think you guys figured it out. I think you figured it out. So when you count back change, you ready? The room is $25. Yes. That's $26, $27, $28 plus the $2 tip is $30. So it's how you count back change.
He was right.
But it's a manipulation. It's a manipulation of how you present the story. I mean, it's really easy to say,
Did I say that?
yeah, you give me each $1 back. You give me $1, give me $1, give me $1. That means we all pay 9.
I didn't say that.
I don't know, but I said that in the story, so I was trying to guide you around. But it's sometimes a little silly, because sometimes the order of operations does make a difference on these. All right, your homework has been marked off. Let's take a look at, let's see, any of the questions, 1, 2, 3, or 4 you'd like to take a look at. 1, 2, 3, yeah, go ahead. 2. Number 2. Problem number 2, you have the absolute value of 7, and then we're going to subtract the absolute value of 7. Agreed? So let's look at this one part at a time. What is this answer right here only? What's the absolute value of negative 7? 7. Everyone good with that? Okay, so this right here has an answer of 7. This subtraction sign needs to come down for the ride. And then what's the absolute value of just 7?
7.
7. And we learned a long time ago that if I take 7 away from 7, I get 641, right?
No.
I get 0. Like, yep, he's got it. I already seen his math this morning. He doesn't even know how to add $30 up, so I'll believe him anything. Anything else on problems 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, you got it. Problem number 4, we have the absolute value of a whole fraction. Agreed? Okay. So we can figure that this is the absolute value of this. So that gives me 15 over 5. And then 15 over 5 is how much? 3. Done.
Bang. Wow.
Yeah.
There's no negative?
There is not a negative because we already took care of it inside. Yeah, we'll get there in a second. So this, you do the absolute value, so it's going to be positive.
How do you find the absolute value of a fraction?
Well, it's just, remember absolute value just means distance away from something. So a fraction amount can be,
Oh, okay.
all right. So we're good with 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 5 through 12? Anything on 5 through 12 you would like to take a look at? Yeah.
You asked for 11.
11? You want 11? Okay, we have the absolute value of 8y minus 3, and that's the whole thing's equal to 13. So how many problems does this break into? 2? So I get 8y minus 3 equals 13 as one of the problems, and then the other problem is going to be 8y minus 3 equals what? Negative 13, right? So the side that has less to it, you change all the signs to it. All right, so these are just two-step equations. Add 3, let's cancel. 8y equals 16. Divide by 8, y equals 2. And then this one, add 3. Those cancel. 8y is equal to negative 10. Divide by 8, y equals negative 5 over 4. Did I do that right? All right, now, I will tell you, darn projector's still off a little bit. I will tell you that most of the time in this class especially, if you get a fraction for an answer on an absolute value, usually it's going to work. But let's take this 2 and plug it in. So 8 times 2 is 16. 16 minus 3 is 13. The absolute value of 13 is 13. And just for the heck of it, if you did plug in negative 5 over 4, if you plug negative 5 over 4 right here, you would get negative 40 over 4, which is negative 10. Negative 10 minus 3 is negative 13. The absolute value of negative 13 is positive 13. Anything else up through number 12? Yeah. Number 10. So I have the absolute value of a fraction. So again, absolute value of a fraction is just a distance. So the absolute value of this is going to break into 2 problems. So I have a over 3 equals 4. And what's my other equation going to be? Yeah. Okay. So all we do here is we go ahead and multiply this by 3. Multiply this by 3. So that cancels. Multiply that by 3. So a equals 12. And then these cancel, multiply this by 3. So I get a is equal to negative 12. All right, let's take a look. Let's make sure this works. Let's take 12, plug it in. 12 divided by 3 is? 4. What's the absolute value of 4? No, the absolute value is always positive, so it's got to be 4. So 4 equals 4, is that true? Okay, let's take negative 12, plug it in. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. What's the absolute value of negative 4? 4. Do both answers work? Perfect. Let's take a look at number 12. Can I go to 12?
Yep.
You can see through me, right?
I can see.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm back far enough. All right, anyone want to know what the first step to this would be? Combine like terms, so what am I going to do with the 7 then? No, I can't combine them. First,
Subtract 7 from both sides.
there we go. All right, now that I've gotten to this point, this might mean something. Okay, I have a negative out here flying alone once I've moved everything over. So we might not have a solution to this. So let's double check to see how this might work. Okay, so I have x plus 4 is equal to negative 4, and I have x plus 4 equals to positive 4. So if I subtract 4 from both sides, there's your first answer. Subtract 4 from both sides. Okay, so here's the tough thing. A lot of people will be like, dude, I'm done. I got my 2 answers. Let's move on. Well, let's double check this. Let's take negative 8 and plug it in. Negative 8 plus 4 is? Negative 8 plus 4 is? Negative 4. What's the absolute value of negative 4? 4. 4 plus 7 is? 11. Is 11 equal to 3? No, so this answer is not going to work. We plug 0 in. 0 plus 4 is? 4. Absolute value of 4 is? 4. 4 plus 7 is? 11. Is 11 equal to 3? What can you say about this problem? There's no solution. Okay? Does not work. No way. Time out. Whatever. Let me know. Give me some indication you understand that the answers don't work.
Understood.
Sweet. Okay? All right. Is number 13 okay? Or does anyone need me to go over 13? It's a story problem. You want to see it? Okay. Problem number 13. The minimum distance between 2 fence posts is 4 feet. The maximum distance is 10 feet. Represent these 2 distances on a number line. Okay. The minimum distance. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 4 feet, 10 feet. You're basically good enough for me on that. Okay? Write an absolute value equation that represents the minimum distances and the maximum distances. All right, so let's figure this out. I have to have greater than 4. Could it be equal to it? I think it would work. And then it has to be less than or equal to what? 10. Right? Okay. So they want us to write the absolute value equation, so we need to figure out something like this. I'm going to put a question mark on that for right now because we're not quite there on an inequality. So I think if you got to about this point, I would be satisfied with your work. If you were in varsity math, let's see. What's halfway in between? Here, 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 here. So 5, 6, that's 7. So, you have a 3 somehow in there, so x plus. Now, I think if you get to here, I'd be okay with you right now. Is that all right? $14. 14, is that like the problem we just did? Kind of close. All right, it says your friend says the absolute value equation that's given has 2 solutions because the constant on the right side is positive. Is your friend correct? So let's go back. So look at this problem. Let's go back 2 slides. Does it look kind of similar to this problem? Meaning, is this going to happen if I move my constant? What's going to happen here? What do you think? Is there 2 solutions to this problem, or is it a no solution? Yeah, what I want you to think about is once you've moved everything over and you're still just left with an absolute value, if you have the absolute value equaling a negative number, the absolute value of something is always what? Positive. Unless you have something out here that's going to modify it. meaning like you have a negative out here or something like that. Okay, but if you don't have a negative, you can't have the absolute value of something equals a negative number once you've moved things around. Does that make sense how I stated that? Describe a real-life situation that can be modeled by the absolute value equation with the solutions x equals 5 and x equals 10. I guess you could say if we were going to go on a field trip to see a movie, the minimum cost to students would be $5, but you wouldn't pay over $10 because if you were to go to the movie and get a popcorn and a soda, it would cost you another $5. I guess that's something that you could go with. So, how do you all feel about the absolute values? Feeling all right? All right. So, would you pass forward? First off, make sure your name is on your assignment. First and last name would be awesome, please. And then pass it on forward. If you're handed in anything late, go ahead and pass that forward as well.
What's our unit test?
Huh?
What's our unit
It's coming up. I gotta look it up. All right. Time to work on page 19. That's all I have. I bet you will be able to get done. So get through it, figure it out. I'll hang this up. There's something called Beyond the Bell that we offer here. So if you ever would like extra help after school on Tuesday or Thursday in the IC building, so right over there, IC 715 up by the library, from like 3:40 to 4:30, take whatever homework you have, and you can get that taken care of. So I'll hang this. So if it's Tuesdays or Thursdays, you can.
Helping